What is good, WWE 2K fans? It's your boy DC, and I am back with my WWE 2K18 Wishlist series. Now, if you are new to this particular series, do me a favor and go ahead and check out the other videos I have on this exact same topic. Seriously, man, I think you'll find some good stuff in there. So go ahead and check it out, man. And also don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what you think about the material, and, as well as share your own ideas. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about where you would like to see this series head in the future. So with that being said, man, you know how I like to do, man. We just going to go ahead and jump right into it, man. With the number one thing being bring back story designer. This is easily one of the most highly requested things that people want to see make a return. It was in past games, and a lot of people will argue that it never should have been taken out to begin with. And I agree with that sentiment because, man, without the mode, it just really limits the creativity and the things that you can actually do in the game, especially from a storyline standpoint. So like I said, it's one of the things that has to make a return. There's like really no excuses for it not returning. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, fans have been clamoring for this. So make it happen, 2K. Give us back that creativity, man. We need that. All right, so coming in at number 2 is something that I think I would kind of like to see for MyCareer, and that is going to be like progressive call-ups. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a bunch of superstars in NXT, eventually call them up to the main roster and inject them into the MyCareer mode. I would love to be able to face off against some of the guys who just was recently called up, the next hottest thing out there. So, I think that's a very like cool and dynamic feature that they could just throw in there, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of mix up the roster a little bit, because I don't know who all plays like the MyCareer mode, but I'm a huge MyCareer guy. That's pretty much the only mode I play. I kind of dabble in Universe a little bit, but MyCareer is the bread and butter for me personally. And it's just like I can attest that the roster gets a little stale, man. Right now, like I said, I'm facing Sami Zayn like constantly at every pay-per-view, man. And it's just like the same couple of guys I'm going, whether it's Rusev or Dolph Ziggler or, just people like that. I keep getting the same repeat competition. And it makes the game stale. So they really need to work out some kind of algorithm or something to where, you're constantly getting new and fresh faces, on the roster. People who, are trying to gun for your spot or whatever the case may be, man. Just mix it up, make it fresh. You know what I'm saying? Pull some of those people. It would be so cool to get like a notification saying like, oh, Shinsuke Nakamura has made it to the main roster or whatever. And he's in, your division, the United States Champion division, the Intercontinental, whatever the case may have you, man. It just needs, an injection of freshness, man. So, and I think this would be a cool way to do it, as well as like just generate, just random, little superstars or whatever that's on the come up, like the little no-name guys that they have in there already. Can't really remember the names of them, Xander, whatever that guy's name is. Everybody know I'm talking about, anybody who plays MyCareer. So, but those guys, man, Baron Blade, yeah, he's one of them. Make more guys like that, just kind of generic guys and allow them to be called up, as the next big thing. Just something, like I said, man, to keep it fresh. All right, so number 3 is another feature that has been largely requested, and that is going to be custom soundtracks. And admittedly, man, I do miss this feature because, I'm always playing with my created character. I don't think rarely do I play with a roster guy. I always play with my created character, as I said, and it would just be cool to be able to, even make him even more unique by giving him his own theme music and stuff like that. Now I understand, there may be some limitations on that due to copyright. So whatever the case may be, what I mean, especially with sharing. But I mean, if it's your game, I mean, and it's your licensed music you have, I don't see a problem. I mean, we should be able to pick a song and just attach it to our created wrestler, as long as, I guess, if it's within the parameters of a standard entrance, and just keep it moving from there, man. I mean, like I said, this is a feature that I think it would just really bring that creativity over the top. So again, this is one of the things, like I said, I would just really love to see make a return to the series. So up next is going to be Royal Rumble improvements. As it stands now, man, like I said, Royal Rumble leaves a lot to be desired. There are so many things that go on in the real Royal Rumble that is missing from the 2K counterpart. So it's like, to start off, I mean, I would like to be able to see guys be able to, exit the ring. I mean, or if they get thrown through the middle rope, just allow them to linger around on the outside for a little while. I mean, you can kind of put a time limit on it if you want, or whatever the case may be, or, even to the degree, like, I guess, if, I don't know how you would do it. I mean, if it would require a special or something like that, but allow certain wrestlers to hide under the ring, for a little while, and, just pick their spot, when they want to, run back in and try to enter the Rumble to try to win. I mean, because you see so many guys do that all the time. And another thing I would like to see is the controversial endings, where like both guys' feet may hit the floor at the exact same time. Stuff like that would be kind of cool. I mean, I don't know like what dynamics, would take to pull that off. What I mean, or under what circumstances it would happen. I mean, it could just be random or something. I mean, I wouldn't even mind it, like, as long as it doesn't happen too often. I mean, I just think that would be like a cool little tidbit to throw in there, and just add some more realism to, like, what we see on TV a lot of the times. I mean, and another thing, I guess, would be like how the entrances are kind of set up. I don't know if you could split screen it, or I mean, just something. I mean, but the entrances seem a little off in there. And lastly, if it's possible, I mean, more guys. I mean, just more guys in the ring at once, to kind of make it feel like a Rumble, as opposed to just like, I don't know. I mean, it just never quite have that Rumble feel. I mean, it's always, I guess, with the 6 guys, it just needs a few more. Like I said, if we can get 8 at least, man, that would be awesome. I think it would kind of really fill things out and kind of make it feel like kind of cluttered and like mayhem just going on. So that, and also, I know I said the last thing was last, but no, this, some awesome like Royal Rumble, I guess, elimination escapes and stuff. I mean, some of the Kofi Kingston stuff, the John Morrison stuff, that's awesome. Like, just a way to, I guess, stave off elimination. I think, it'd be kind of cool to just kind of see some of those spots every once in a while. I mean, it doesn't have to be just too over the top, but still, I mean, it would be nice to kind of see some of that stuff in the Rumble. And one last thing, I promise, I just forgot, just remembered. I would also like to see like revenge eliminations, like where a guy gets thrown out and he gets mad and like goes back in the ring and he throws the guy out that eliminated him. I mean, I think that would be awesome for a couple of reasons. I mean, not only because, it gives you a chance to like, just get back in the ring, I guess, and get revenge, but it could also be like one of the things that helps drive rivalries. I mean, like, if you just eliminate a guy, you kind of cheated him out of his opportunity. I mean, naturally, he's not going to be too okay with that. So I think that's another rivalry point that they could work on. I mean, and like I said, I mean, it would just really drive home that that simulation feel, man, because like I say, this happens all the time in real Royal Rumble. So that's it. That was the last one, I promise. All right, so we're gonna move on. And the final wish list item for this episode is going to be more abilities. Now I have a few ideas for some abilities that, I would like to see in the game. So let's just go through some of those. The first one is going to be called Move Scout. And basically what that does is, like, if someone keeps using the same move over and over, it'll become easier to reverse. I mean, it could be something like that, or another way to go would be to it doesn't cost a reversal stock to reverse that move. I don't know if that may be a little OP or whatever, but just something like that to I guess kind of, if you have this ability, it will help you out in that way to kind of regulate the spamming. The second one I had was called aerial recovery, and this is for like the high flying guys, where even just anybody who I guess goes to the top ropes, and tries to do moves off the top turnbuckle. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have already seen, like, where a lot of times they'll have a guy down, like a guy will be on the top rope and he'll jump, but the guy will move out the way, but he'll quickly recover. Like, he'll maybe land on his feet and roll. I've seen Seth Rollins do that. I've even seen Dean Ambrose do it. And I've seen, like, Neville, do it in his own spectacular way. I don't know, maybe map it to like the R1 or right bumper or something like that, just you hold it down. That way, if you get countered, you won't crash and burn. You'll be treated to an animation showing you, jumping over the guy, landing on your feet, and, rolling over whatever the animation. It should be a couple of them. But, I mean, it's just something to think about. All right, and the next ability is like a play dead, I guess, kind of scenario, possum, whatever may have you. And basically what this would allow you to do is, like, if you are hit with a move and you're recovering, you can, like, hold, I guess, a button or something to maybe just stay down a little longer. And, I guess basically tricking your opponent into thinking that, okay, you might be a little out of it. And I guess if they try to mount any offense on you, you can release the button and you'll quickly snap out of, your dazed state or whatever. So, I mean, this would be cool for, like, countering, like, people who like to, do high flying moves or whatever. So, like, just say, like, they hit you with a scoop slam or something like that. You hold the button down and they think, they have enough time to climb the ropes. But as soon as they start climbing, you let go of the button and you can just pop up to your feet. And you already kind of caught them in the midst of climbing, so they're kind of in a vulnerable spot. And like I say, this could also be used for, just moves like when you get up kind of groggy. You can just, like, use this ability to, I guess, kind of feign dizziness or whatever, to make them think you kind of out of it. So they may try to, set up another move on you, and then you could just, like, pop out of it and hit them with a finisher or something like that. I think this would be a cool way to catch your opponent off guard. And like I said, I think I would rather see it, like, be able to be used maybe in the once, maybe twice range, like, per match. I mean, we definitely don't want it to be something that you could just constantly spam. But, I mean, I do think it would add a level of, kind of excitement and being able to catch your opponent off guard. And the last one I would like to see is a follow-up ability. Now, basically what this would be is just being able to follow up after certain moves. I mean, kind of chain them together. Just think of it in the same way that the pins, after a diving move or after certain moves, like, you get the little pin prompt. It would pretty much work in that same way. So just take like a standard arm drag or something. Like, if you pull off an arm drag and you have this ability, if you hold, I guess, like the grapple button or like press it when the prompt pops up, you will be able to chain that into like a arm bar resting hold or something like that. Or same thing like with a snapmare. If you pull off a snapmare, you can chain it into like a headlock, another resting hold. Same goes for like a a headlock, you know what I mean? Like a standing headlock, a headlock takeover, and you can chain that into like just a rest hold. I think, you know, stuff like that would be kind of cool. I mean, you could even do it, I would say, like as far as like for some of the bigger moves. Like take Sami Zayn, for instance. Like he's the main one that comes to mind with this. Like as soon as he hits his like exploder suplex, like just imagine being able to like, you know, hold the button down and he like retreats to the corner or something like that, you know, and set up for the haluva kick. You know, maybe you could chain his finisher to that move. I mean, it's just, you know, little ideas like that. Like I said, I don't know, like, I mean, Seth Rollins would be another one, like back in his old days when he used to use the curb stomp, like when he did the buckle bomb, like he would use, seem like most of the time he would immediately follow that up with the curb stomp. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, little combos like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe if, you know, you have to have a stored finisher to do it, you know, in that scenario. But like for the other ones, you know what I mean, it's just like a standard move. I mean, and it also kind of brings to light like another idea I had with kind of, I guess, the ultimate control stuff. You know, I kind of had a more simplified version of like ultimate control, which I'll discuss that in the next wish list video. But anyway, like I say, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of that ability. You know, what it would do, just allow you to kind of chain together simplistic moves and even maybe some more advanced ones at times. But anyway, that's going to do it for this wish list, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Like I said, I'm going to keep trying to pump these out, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I love talking about, you know, the 2K series in general. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully y'all will rock with it. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, please, you know, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to your boy if you haven't already. You know what I'm saying? And also leave a comment, man. Like I said, I would, just like I said in the beginning of the video, I would love to know what you guys, you know, think. What are some of your ideas? How would you like to see this series progress, man? I mean, seriously, you know, I mean, who knows? You know, maybe they'll get a chance to take a glance at this or something. You know, or, you know, take a lot of the things that, you know, are said in these videos, you know, to heart, you know, maybe improving the game moving forward. But anyway, maybe wishful thinking, but whatever. I'm going to do it anyway. Like I said, that's going to do it for this one. Like I said, man, and I will holler at y'all later, man. Appreciate y'all.